right, folks. With that, good afternoon, and welcome aboard the Aurora. My name is Thomas. I'm going to be your naturalist, your guide for today's whale watch. I'm going to be telling you where to look, what to look for, and sharing what I have learned about whales throughout my career and my life working with these animals. I went on my very first whale watch when I was only 3 years old on Cape Cod. I've been absolutely fascinated with these animals ever since, maybe just a tad obsessed. And I'm so excited for us to go offshore today together. I'm actually from Cape Cod. I drove from Wellfleet almost 2 hours to go whale watching with you lovely folks today. Cape Cod is where I got my start as a naturalist. This is my very first season working out of Boston, and I'm so excited to explore all the wonderful things that are in this area together. But before we get too much further offshore, I want to take a moment to talk about something else that's really important. We got all the good safety stuff out of the way, so we can really jump into the interesting stuff. I want to talk about how I'm going to be pointing out whales and other things throughout our trip today. It's very important. If I say you got to look over in a certain direction, you have to know which way I'm pointing, right? So in order to do that, I'm going to be using something known as the clock system. In order to use this system, we all have to use our imaginations and pretend that we're standing or sitting on top of the face of a really, really big clock. Directly out to the front of the boat, that's going to be our 12 o'clock. Directly out to the right, that's going to be our 3. Directly out to the back is going to be our 6, and directly out to the left is going to be our 9 o'clock. And you can use your imagination to fill in all the other times in between. Why don't we just immerse ourselves in this system so we're nice and comfortable with it right off the get-go. All right, so this time, or if you look off the right-hand side of the boat, coming up here at our 2, just beyond this Massachusetts boat, over on the shoreline, you're going to see this really fancy, expensive yacht. There is literally nothing special about that yacht. I, as a poor marine mammal scientist, love to fantasize about moving on it. Working with whales, there's not a lot of money in this field, but a guy can dream. All right, so this time let's do the left-hand side of the boat. If you look over on the shore on that side, tied up to that pier over there, you're going to see a red boat that says Nantucket on the side. That is the Nantucket Lightship, and it functions similarly to a lighthouse. Lighthouses, they're usually put in places where there are treacherous things beneath the water. Sandbars, rocky outcroppings that can be very dangerous for mariners. So those lighthouses, the lights spinning on top of them serve as warnings. This lightship, on top of it, it has a light. And so what they would do is they would take that ship and then basically park it over top of dangerous things beneath the surface, and it would serve basically the same function as a lighthouse. That's basically all I got on that ship. Remember, this is my first season working with this company. Hopefully I'll know more about that the next time you guys come out with us. All right, back over to the right-hand side of the boat, you're gonna see beyond the sailboat here at about 1 o'clock, there's a long pier with a few brick buildings on top of it. So this is the South Boston Fish Pier. It is one of the busiest fishing piers in the entire United States, Thomas user words. And historically, it was home to one of the largest fishing fleets on the entire eastern seaboard. You can actually see there are a few fishing boats over there. What they do is they set out from this pier, they head out offshore to rich fishing grounds like George's Bank. It's there that they make their catch, they bring it back to this pier, and all of that catch is offloaded onto the pier, and it's from there that it's distributed all around New England. Believe it or not, in some cases, like with tuna, some of that seafood is distributed across the world. So it is a pretty busy fishing pier here. If you follow to the left of that, again to 1, you're going to see that there is a green buoy or marker in the water. Once we go past that marker, the captain is going to pick up speed. And it's going to get a whole lot windier, especially for all my friends up here on the 3rd deck with me. Now is a great time to secure any loose articles of clothing, like hats. I see a number of really nice hats. If you want to keep your hat, now's a great time to secure it or stow it away, unless it's a New York Yankees hat, in which case you can let that trash fly right off the back of the boat. But all joking aside, we don't want to see any hats going in the water. And more importantly, if you do make any trash, have any wrappers from the galley, the snack bar, just make sure that it goes immediately into one of our garbage or recycling cans. That'll prevent it from blowing off the boat, winding up in the water, where it could potentially harm wildlife. We are visitors to this environment. We shouldn't be leaving anything behind. ramping up. So this time, let's look off to the left-hand side. Starting here at 9 o'clock, at 12 Logan shore, extending all the way over to almost 12 o'clock. You're going to see this long strip of land here. This is Boston Logan International Airport. If you flew into Boston, this is where you flew. Okay, tail shot. Yeah, love it. And guys, I think you've waited long enough. All the whales that I have seen so far are in fact humpback whales.
Can you see?
Oh, wow.
Can you see?
Chances are this calf is not very far from mom. So I think that the calf is going to be a pretty good predictor as to where the adults are going to surface. Do believe we have about 3 animals here at 10. We had another animal surface heading towards us at 12. Very nice. Right next to the boat.
Yeah, looking at it.
Okay.
Oh, rainbow. There's a rainbow inside these boats.
这不看。
Right, surfacing next to our I'm pretty sure that might not be a baby. We did have a baby before, but this one might not be. No, that's a baby. That's a baby. Usually, the kids are following mom around, but I do believe this kid kind of struck out on their own. Can we get a tail shot?
Wow.
Back whales over on our 3. Toothed whales have teeth in their mouths, bony teeth, most of them do anyway. And this group includes dolphins, porpoises, animals that you are probably already familiar with. However, these humpback whales are members of another group, the other group of whales known as the baleen whales. That's B-A-L-E-N. Our baby was number 12. So baleen whales, they don't have any teeth in their mouths. Instead of teeth, they have this hard, brushy stuff growing from their upper jaws. This is called baleen, and it's made of keratin. It's the same protein that our hair and our fingernails are made of, right? So you can think of this as a big, brushy mustache growing inside of their mouths. So humpback whales are baleen whales. Somebody over here at 10 o'clock, I think I just saw a flipper coming out of the water. So, okay, how do I know who this whale is? So, among baby whales, right? Humpback whales are very unique. They have a number of characteristics that set them apart from all the other baby whales. If this calf would be so kind as to surface right now, I'd like everybody to look at this animal's back. About 3/4 of the way back, you're going to see a fin. That's called a dorsal fin. See that? Right in front of that dorsal fin, there's a hump. And that's how humpback whales get their common name, humpback whale. No other large baby whale has a hump on their back like that. Every humpback whale, that dorsal fin, every humpback whale has a unique shape. I promise I'm gonna stop talking in a second. I just want to front load you with this. We actually use a much better diagnostic. Maybe we'll get some good looks at this. We got the baby coming in close here, and an adult over here at 12. Another adult over there. So, okay. I think timing wise, we're good. Perfect timing, guys. So I want everybody to pay special attention. We got an animal that's just like lip slapping over here. What are you doing, buddy? But I want everybody to pay special attention to the underside of the whale's tail. We call this a fluke. Oh my goodness, what is happening next to us? Oh, hi, baby. Are you coming to say hello? So I do believe I know the animal that's closest to us. I believe she is. Perfect example. Do you see this animal closest to us? I think she is. I think those three
One off over there.
Notice the city machines. Two crocodiles diving from their one. And I'm really liking the direction that these dolphins are going.
Big deal.
Something tells me that maybe these dolphins are heading towards those humpback whales. Sometimes they can actually be good predictors. Yeah, right over here. I don't know, 1 o'clock everybody. And we have a baby humpback whale among these dolphins. Unreal, guys. We are seeing some social behavior. It's kind of like this calf might be socializing with our Atlantic white-sided dolphin friends. Large humpback whale over here. 3 o'clock.
Wow.
I gotta say, I love you guys. We have like the most enthusiastic crew on. For everybody, how many of you? Is this your first whale watch ever?
Yes.
Oh my god. Let's all wave to our friends over here on the whale watcher at 3 o'clock. They are another phenomenal whale watching company based on Cape Cod, out of Hyannis. I gotta say, the captain over there, Captain Mike Brook, is one of the best in the field. So if you're ever on Cape Cod, you're looking for a reputable whale watching company, go on there. So our humpback whale just went out for the time. Did you see the other side of the fluke? We're able to take a photo and then match that animal to a documented whale in the catalog. That is our recapture. And again, we can get a whole lot of really valuable information by knowing who is who in the whale. We can learn things like where do they like to migrate to? Who do they like to hang out with? Who's mom? Who's dad? Maybe not who's dad. So this season, once they consumed a lot of fish, 2 whales behind us instead of and why on the left-hand side of her foot. The reason why I think this is Nile, in addition to having a really hook-shaped dorsal fin, her calf, oh, tail shot, get ready everybody. And I could not have been more wrong. That was not Nile. See, I've been doing this for 35 years, and I'm wrong on occasion. Very similar dorsal fins, but you can see why we don't usually use dorsal fins to tell the difference between them. The shape was very similar, but that was an almost completely black fluke on the underside. I don't want to talk too soon, but I think this is Milkweed's kid. That looks like Milkweed diving out in front of us, so that tracks. Listen, no judgment. Every mom has a different style out here. Milkweed is a very hands-off mama. She is known for leaving her calves on whale watching boats. Get designated. It seems like we get designated as babysitters from time to time. Whereas some other moms are a little more protective of their babies. Don't let them get too close to us. It's like a little rock in the water. So this is a behavior known as logging. It is a humpback whale or just whale resting behavior. So how do whales sleep? So whales, unlike us, are what are known as conscious breathers. What I mean by this, are unconscious breathers like us. If they were to fall asleep underwater, right, they would drown. So how do they turn their brains off if they have to think about every breath? So we don't know for sure when it comes to big whales. When it comes to dolphins, we know through captive studies, they engage in a behavior known as hemisphere rest, traditional sleep. I think that's what we're seeing.
That's your goal.喘了口气。哦，被来了个大的。
There's mom. Okay, let's see if I'm wrong again. I think this is Milkweed. So Milkweed's diagnostic on the right side of the fluke. There's a white patch. It's mostly black, but there's a white patch. Man, I am so good at my job. That is, in fact, the legend, the diva herself, Milkweed.
这个小宝宝，
Thank you, thank